leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer? They circle the lips, play ball. Play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Saves Lives live here on Strong Island Television in Paradise Studios in beautiful
Massapequa.
Downtown? We moved downtown?
Okay,
new
uptown,
set. We moved uptown. Massapequa, New York. We're in Studio X this week.
Look at this
That's
new
what I think they
studio
call
in
it.
front of the trucks.
Look at this beautiful hazmat squad to it background. And we actually brought in Joe Napoli, who worked with me in Hazmat 1.
Wow.
Joey has actually been living in that truck for 10 years. We just got him out tonight. And rolled him out here.
I was under the truck.
Under the truck. Joe Napoli, firefighter Joe Napoli is here with us tonight. Oh, we wanted a little more
Wait,
of a...
I want to say one thing.
That's it.
We have to say it. We have to
yes,
say that today's show is brought to us by Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
Of course, Butch would have come on and said something then. So that
would have been in 1 second.
That was perfect. And we do have a guest. We have a wonderful guest tonight.
Yeah.
We have Marva, and I forgot to ask her how to pronounce the name. I'm going to go right from. Let's see if she gives me the thumbs up. Sogrim, am I saying it right, or Sugrim? Sogrim is fine.
We bring her on.
All right. So
we're
gonna we're not bringing her on. We're just.
Okay, we're not. Well, you said we're talking about her, and she's not on the screen.
I am so excited with the new background that I'm a little thrown off tonight. We also have what was Paul retired as a lieutenant?
Yeah.
And it's good that we have him tonight because it shows the young firefighters that really anybody can be a lieutenant.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Paul is a perfect example. He's very, very high, very energetic, Paul, right?
Like an ever-ready bunny. That's why he's involved with the batteries.
Good transition. We're going to talk a little bit about the batteries. Hey, Solano from outside of Dallas. Hey, John.
Yep.
And then Mary Kennedy's closing the show tonight. So we have a great show. Let's talk about my kitchen for a second.
Yeah. I know.
Right on the floor, Alex. That was
McGarry.
like you said it, right? Barasch and McGarry.
Right on top
10 minutes
of it.
later, Alex
puts
it on the screen. Good job, Alex. He was sleeping back there again. Texting the kids.
He's busy.
He's a young kid.
They're preparing for the next show.
Yeah, right.
Butch called me. It's Butch's fault.
Answer. But you know what? They legitimately blame it on Butch.
Yeah, and we all do. Poor Butch. Look, he's on a phone working hard, right? And everybody's blaming him.
Good. Look at him.
Yeah. So I'm getting my kitchen done, and I haven't had a kitchen for like 2 weeks. And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. You know, it's fun with the toaster in one room, and you're trying to make it work. But this is pretty cool. Tell me if you do this.
Yeah.
This man right here is very handy.
Yeah.
Very handy. Yes.
Wow.
When I became a firefighter, I became a DJ because I couldn't fix a thing, right?
Right.
What did the guys say when we went and we screwed? Remember we went
and
we helped out. They're building homes.
We drove some screws into the
They're building homes, Joe.
for the camera.
What are they doing though?
They were widening everything for
disabled child. So we went over to make a donation, and we said we'll help a little bit. Right. So they let us screw some things in or whatever, you know. And then they said to us the next day, they called me and they said, "Listen, it took us an hour and a half to fix what you guys screwed up. Just mail checks." Just mail the money.
You know what the worst part about that is we're putting the screws in the floor, and you would think that the work crew would be working, but no, they're standing over us going, don't touch that. No.
It was funny. So anyway, I find that when I have workers in my house, though, doing stuff, I get a little intimidated because really I'm supposed to be like a guy, you know,
know what they're doing.
And I don't. So I start throwing out terms. You know, like I know what I'm doing. So he said to me, you know, the water that's going in the refrigerator, or that line isn't working. We're gonna put a new line, and I go, oh, you're gonna tap it into the old pipe, right? I sound like that. You're gonna tap it into the old pipe.
I was like walking and go, I think we need some crown molding in here.
You can't go wrong with that. You can't go. I did that, in fact, and he goes, "That is crown molding." Oh. So, but are you like that? Because you're not that handy, right?
I do little odds and ends. I could do outlets and change.
That's not an odds and end, an outlet.
Yeah, but it's so easy. You just match the wire that was there before.
Oh,
220, 221, whatever it takes.
said the man after the fire.
Who knows if I'm buying the right outlet? I don't know, but that's another thing. You ever go to Home Depot and you have to buy like an outlet that blew out, and there's like one's got 2 screws on the side, one screw on this side, then some have 3 or 4, and
the brass and the silver.
Well, see, he would know that stuff, though. That's why he's so intimidating. He can fix
I
stuff.
get whatever's 99 cents.
So that's the story. So we had, I think, lesson 3, Laughter Saves Lives project, sending Jen Latini to Alabama to the transplant games. Jen had a heart transplant at 13. She's now 30. And Johnny L is teaching her pickleball so she can go to the games.
Wow. Look at
And
you.
represent.
Yep. So we're having a lot of fun. Oh, there's the picture. Alex is on the ball. There is the picture. Now, Olivia is home from college. She played with us.
Yeah.
She was pretty good. Sando is a nut because he jumps sometimes when he hits shots like this far off the ground. He's going to pull a muscle. And if he's watching, here we go again. I'm going to say it, right? He's out of shape. And I said it one week, and he lives 5 minutes away. He showed up in his studio because I said he was out of shape.
Yeah, and just to show you, he
was
ran
huffing and
here.
puffing. No, he was huffing and puffing, and he walked from his car, but was across the street.
Was a joke.
He's out of shape. So anyway, we're having fun with the pickleball. Now you want to learn it, right?
I want to play.
You want to come down Monday?
Absolutely.
For a little lesson. I'll give you a little lesson, and then if you're ready to play a game. Are you playing Monday? We got Eric Haft coming.
I think I'm coming down on Monday.
Good, because the last time you played.
So basically, it's wiffle ball with paddles.
Yeah, that's
It's
a very simple
easy.
way.
Listen,
very simple way.
If John is pushing this, it's easy.
If Richie played, it's easy. That's right. If Richie played, it's easy. Yeah. General needs. I went down what they call a standout or a stand where they give stuff out to homeless and needy veterans.
Oh, what'd you pick up?
I didn't take anything.
I'm sorry.
I went down with Lonnie from General Needs. Lonnie, what a great guy, runs General Needs. We brought him the big check.
I know Lonnie.
$750. We made a donation. We bought about 35 pairs of sneakers with that. Lonnie was there, right? And what was kind of funny is somebody asked me, and they always ask me this, taking pictures. Somebody comes up to me and goes, what is the bank going to do with that big check? There's always one person who doesn't get it, And I have a stock answer. You want to see what it is? You're going to use this because it's funny. I look at them and I go, that's a ridiculous question. I go, there's one teller with a really big drawer. I think that's kind of funny, right?
It's funny.
You giggled. You held it in.
I would love to see the pen you use too. Wouldn't that be giant?
Yes. Yo, who do we have on this call? We have. All right, Chris. Oh, that's okay. Good. What else do I have to talk about? How much time do we got? We're over in time. All right, let's go to break. Let's go to break, and we'll be back with Marvel.
Hold on. We're nowhere near overtime.
We're overtime, right? Oh no, we're not.
Fine.
No,
we're fine. Chaplain Ann comes in.
You're right.
At 12. We're
You're
fine.
right. You're right. But I do want to give.
I'm right because I'm the producer. I know that.
Listen to me. Yeah. I do want to give. You only gave Chaplain Ann, I think, 5 minutes.
That's okay.
All right, listen to me. She's representing the Lord God. Let's give her a few more minutes. We don't want to get.
Just go. We're fine. Keep talking.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Butch.
I'll tell you what. I'll pop up Chaplain Ann when she needs to come up.
All right. You just
actually.
All right.
You know what? Let's bring Chaplain Ann in now. She can get on the conversation.
Oh yeah, I like that idea.
When she goes to do the thingy thing. She can do the thingy thing.
All right.
So, everybody welcome our favorite Chaplain Ann.
Here she is. There you are.
Butch, you left out. Chaplain Ann is a chaplain for the greatest fire department in the world, the FDNY.
Absolutely.
It says it right on her sweatshirt. It says it right on her sweatshirt.
Right on the sweatshirt, right? Because it's Medal Day today.
That's right.
That's right. And
a holy day of obligation, the best day.
Yes, and you know that you have been on our show, I think, more than anybody.
That's right.
Boy.
Is that amazing?
I'm a very competitive person, so
You need to get a life, is what I'm telling you, Chaplain Ann.
I'll do anything for you, John. That's it.
I know you will. We love you.
But I won't do that anyway. But yeah.
Well, let me ask you this question that I was going to ask.
There somewhere.
Let me ask you this question, Chaplain Ann, that I was going to ask Richie and Joe. I was at a wake, 2 wakes this week, a funeral. Richie, be honest now. Is it inappropriate to hand out a business card at a wake, or how far do you need to be away from the
I can
deceased to
answer.
do that?
Nope, absolutely not.
Not?
Because when no one's looking on the deceased, I put my business cards in the
Right
fingers, like this.
That's you.
That's me. So you could.
I would say, he's punching. I would say that's inappropriate.
Is it?
I would think so.
I think
Why
the
waste-
lobby is a safe
Now,
zone.
Chaplain Ann doesn't have to give out business cards, but
sorry.
would it be inappropriate if somebody in the back of the room was talking to me and said, "Oh, by the way, John, I hear you produce comedy shows. We may be interested in doing one. Should I let that go, or should I slip them a card at one
And
point?"
it was the owner of the home.
Chaplain Ann.
We're gonna let her.
Ian, I wasn't prepared for like the Ann Landers difficult ethical dilemma questions here
So good.
on Metal Day. But I mean, if it were my funeral,
Yes.
Yes.
if it were my funeral and someone was giving you the opportunity or wanted to go and get in on some of your comedy shows, I would say go to town. Like, I'm proud to bring you guys together. I'm a middle woman. I want to bring people together.
All right.
Because it isn't, I mean, come on, it isn't really about making money or business or whatever. It's about making connections. And if I were to die, when I do, I'd really like to have a nice party where all my friends get to go and meet all their other friends.
Sure.
Right? I mean, wouldn't that be, isn't that what we want? I want all of my friends from all the strange
would
corners
love
of my
that.
world to come and get
I would love
together. And then they're going to be friends together. And maybe
Right.
they'd want to stay in touch. And a business card
You and then I
is
want to
a
ask one question.
baby boomer solution to that problem.
All right. Let me take it one further now, and tell me if this was inappropriate. You ready?
I'm ready.
Both wakes, I didn't know anybody. I just walked into network.
You mean you didn't know anybody who else was there, or you didn't know the deceased?
I am a wake crasher.
Right.
Was that inappropriate?
No. I'm here to pay.
Are you just like roving around, going to funeral homes? Like, oh my gosh!
I thought you just bent down and said a prayer for me. I thought that's what you were doing.
I mean, I'd wonder if there were some better ways for you to network.
Yeah, there
and
probably is.
utilize your time.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
Honestly, if it were me again, I wouldn't go and be a wake crasher because there's not good food.
Can I say one thing on that?
Yes.
If we start having food at our wakes, I'll be crashing wake.
Wait. They do it now.
Yeah.
There's a company that New York State just passed wakes with food. I just went to a funeral. It was my father-in-law, and they had another room we all went into between the times of like the early viewing and the late viewing.
Yeah, but you went to lunch normally
Hello.
anyway.
This was a big.
But Jersey did that too. It wasn't allowed, but you couldn't have food in a funeral.
Legal in
No,
New York
no,
State. It's legal.
Yeah,
But what about we go a step further
Yeah.
and have comedy between
Oh,
what do you think about that?
A little shtickle in there,
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I give you full blessing to do that at my funeral. Go to town. I want the comedy, I want the food, and I want the strangers. And actually, this is a perfect opportunity to make my wishes known. We're gonna have a huge party. I want at least 5 different frozen margarita machines.
Great.
Nice.
Okay, but then here's the thing: everybody has to make sure that they find a person, a street person, a stranger, someone who might be like asking for, and they get invited in. Okay.
Oh, I
Nice.
love that.
Hey, do you remember the first?
Wait, let me say one thing.
Yeah,
that
sure.
that is such a great idea. It's beautiful. I'm so looking forward to this.
Right. I also direct cremation. I'm very cheap.
Oh,
Save the money, go direct cremation, and then just have like all the money on the party. I want sliders. I want nachos, burritos, all the delicious food
So
that I
instead of
love. I want to
you
share
need
with
a
all my
party
friends.
Right.
and at least five frozen margarita machines. Okay.
Okay. Do
I love
you remember
And
the
an
first
ice luge.
and a what?
An ice luge.
Luge?
Luge.
What's that?
Where they pour the liquor and it shoots out.
Oh no!
Yeah.
That's
You know what? I'll leave the liquor to the brothers. They can solve all the liquor problems.
now that gets me into. Remember the first night I met you? I think it was the Fire Flag anniversary at
Oh
the
yeah. That was a tough act you had to do there. Nice work.
Yes, but also I remember you having one or two that night. Remember? Do you remember?
Well, probably not, because if I have one, I forget everything.
Don't remember the second.
Can I say you were very bubbly?
Jeez.
Very bubbly. So bubbly that I was having so much fun with you, talking to you, and then I said to somebody, "Who's that? Ball of fire?"
That's our chaplain.
And they said, "That's our chaplain." And I went, "Oh, okay." And you were wonderful. You're always wonderful. Give a little blessing to our new set here.
Well, so I need your help on this.
Yes.
This is an interactive blessing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So first off, when I went online and I saw it, I was like, "Wow, what a great looking set! Nice work." So, what do you want it to accomplish?
Everything we do at Laughter Saves Lives started there.
Right.
That the idea started there. The feeling to do it started there. We had a lot of sadness, a lot of loss, and I wanted to celebrate them. And it was guys that made me laugh. Tommy Gardner, Dennis Scalzo, they made me laugh. So I said, let's move the show back a little to there, because that's where it all started. And my idea was to use the backdrop of the firehouse where it all started.
Okay, and what's your goal for the show?
To reach more people,
grow,
to present guests that are heroes, that are doing great work out there that people don't know about, to educate people maybe on certain things. We have some guests on who educate, others who are just amazing, just people out there doing amazing work. So we want to spread more of that.
So, what you're really looking for is you want to inspire connections among people,
and laugh, of course.
You want to have joy and laughter.
Yes.
You know what? Why is joy
Chaplain,
and laughter
keep in mind, Chaplain, we have viewers. We have viewers tonight from Australia, from London, and all around this country. So we've got viewers from all over the world.
Right.
So it's got to be a big prayer.
And Jersey.
It's got to be a big prayer.
Yeah.
We got to get our ask down. This is what we're doing. We're getting our ask down on the blessing, okay? Not our ASS, our ASK.
Oh.
And we're out.
And
there we go.
And we have 1 minute to do it.
Okay. So may God bless your new set.
Yes.
In a way that it remembers the heroes that you love so much.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And that it inspires joy and laughter. It lives there, that their joy and laughter lives on in a way that goes and connects other people and educates them and gives them an opportunity just to grow and learn and have a good time. So may God bless that set with love and joy and connection.
Perfect.
Amen.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
God bless.
And we love you.
I love you too.
You're one of my favorite people ever. Mine
too.
There are 3 people in the world that I feel closer to God just talking to them, and you are one of them, my dear.
It's a lucky trinity to be a part of. By the way, I would like to commend you on your shirt tonight. It looks really great. We won the football game.
Oh yeah.
But even better, I just want you to you spelled it right. Way to go.
He did. It's
about the only thing I spell right. My kids
I know. Me too.
Look on Facebook. Change this. And we got to go. Thank you so much.
Guys.
We love you.
Many blessings on your show.
All right. All right, let's go to break. We'll be right back with Marva. Childcare to the stars.
Ooh.
Yes.
If you spent time downtown on 9/11 or in the 8 months after, you were exposed to toxic air, and may be eligible for compensation from the $10 billion 9/11 Victim Fund. But most people who qualify still haven't claimed what they're entitled to.
I worked downtown. I didn't die. I was an office worker. I felt like there were others who deserved the money more than I did.
A major reason people haven't claimed the money they're due is guilt. They feel guilty claiming funds when others died or were first responders.
I heard there were 9/11 funds, but because I wasn't a first responder, I did not apply.
You do not have to be a first responder to qualify. This fund was created for everyone who worked, lived, or attended school south of Canal Street, who may have experienced or have experienced respiratory illness or any of the 68 cancers linked to the toxins. Even if you have a family history of cancer, there is a presumption linking most cancers to the toxins.
I thought it was too late to make a claim. My spouse worked downtown at a bank and died of cancer. Honestly, I just haven't felt up to it.
The government's $10 billion Victim Fund and Health Program have been permanently extended. You just need to have been below Canal Street on 9/11 or at any time in the following 8 months. To see if you qualify, call or go to 911fund.com to speak to a representative of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
There are many reasons people who are eligible for compensation are not stepping up to claim it. To those who are holding back, I would say just take the first step. Ask for help. Make the call. It's not too late.
I called and I qualified.
I qualify.
I qualify.
Millions of dollars remain unclaimed. You do not have to be seriously ill to qualify.
He's not fuzzy. And we're back. Laughter saves lives. Live! Did you beat me?
I beat you on that one.
Let's see if
Joe wasn't in.
Laughter saves lives.
Live!
Yes.
Oh.
Back here at Paradise Studios and Strong Island
In front
Television.
of the fire trucks.
And we have on a special guest. I just called her childcare to the stars. I sound like an idiot, right?
Yeah.
She's nanny to the stars. Let's bring in Marva Sogrim. Marva!
Marva! Woo!
Righty.
Look at the smile. She's ready.
We have been waiting months for you, Marva.
Thank you guys for having me.
You've been playing hard to get with us, Marva. Yes?
No, yeah,
That's
I've been
right. No worries.
busy and traveling a lot. So
Yes. Well, see, the difference is I just play pickleball. I'm not really that busy anymore. I just get up, watch the grandkids, or play pickleball.
okay.
So now where are you right now, Marva? Are you in LA area or in New York?
I'm in LA.
LA.
I'm in LA now.
You're known as the nanny to the stars, right?
Yes.
Now I'm going to ask the first question, and then Richie won't talk, and Joe will ask a question. How were you able to start this nanny to the stars? You got to have approval from some of these people who you have nannied for. Am I using that word right? Nannied?
Yeah, nanny.
But I'm sure there are other ones that said, no, you can't mention our name. Yes?
No, not really.
So tell us a little bit. How did you? Who was your first star that you nannied for, and how did you get the gig?
Well, my very first one was Tory Birch.
Who's that? Tory Birch.
Tory Birch. She is a designer.
Okay.
The whole bit, and then I had Chris O'Donnell.
But how did you get the first big gig? Because and you don't have to tell me.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me money. But I'm sure you were nannying for somebody, and then it's a bump up when you nanny for these people. So how did you get that first gig, the big one?
Yeah, I think I did like 20 years before I got the first celebrity call. And obviously I was good and ready to go on with celebrities because I had flown many times in private jets.
Wow.
You know, I was used to the lifestyle in my work. So someone heard about me and they started spreading. It's all word of mouth.
Sure.
So someone gave my name to Chris, who was on the West Coast, and I came out to work for him and his family for 3 months, and then I ended up 20 years later. I'm still here.
So
Wow.
Mike, I need to impress these guys because they're old. Chris O'Donnell played Robin to Dennis Clooney's Batman in the Batman movies.
Yes. Yes.
Good guy.
And
He was Robin, right?
Yes, he was Robin.
Yeah. I know Chris O'Connell.
Okay.
O'Donnell.
O'Donnell.
Oh,
So I guess.
him? No, he doesn't.
I guess I don't know. I knew Chris O'Connell. I didn't know Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, we went to school together.
Okay.
We're like that.
So now you have this certain lifestyle, right? What if Richie called you and said, "Hey, I want you to, child care one of my kids"? I mean, he couldn't afford you at this point now.
No,
right?
Well, I'm at the point in my life where I am getting ready to launch out and help everybody.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes. So I'm not going to be making that kind of money per client.
Right.
It was all about gathering the experiences and then one day to serve the world of new parents, especially. So I'm a few months away from that launch.
Oh, good luck.
Congratulations.
Do you have a question there, Joe?
Yeah, I do. Now,
Good,
when
Joe.
you were attending for these children, did you have an age limit that you would work up until? Like, I'm only going to work up until like 7-year-olds, or
Yeah, it's newborn care. So I did I went in for like 3 to 6 months and stayed sometime 18 months to 2 years because
okay.
So the separation must be hard at that point, right? Not for you.
No, it's none of it is hard for me because it's what I'm used to doing,
Right.
and
But
it's what I was called to do.
Yeah.
Nice. It's a calling, like we had.
At 2 years old, that's a good age to leave because then they start talking, and you don't want you want the kids saying things that you want to leave them at that point.
At 2?
Once they start talking.
No, I read with them a lot from day one.
Oh.
So by the time they're at age 18 months to 2 years, all they want to do is play and build stuff, and so they're a joy to be around. Obviously, you have to just keep your eyes peeled at all times because they will get into stuff. So
they're fast.
When I have to go to the bathroom to pee, I take them with me. Come,
Me too.
let's go.
My granddaughters too. My granddaughter is too. I watch her 2 days a week, and you turn your head there.
You wanted to childproof your house quick.
Yeah. I've watched.
And they can open every cabinet
every cabinet.
to put those child-proof locks on.
Yes.
I have a question. What celebrity
Okay. You were looking at me.
What celebrity did you say?
Oh,
I'm teasing. I know she won't tell me.
But
The joke was, they should not be parents.
No.
You won't tell us. I'm sorry.
No, none at all. Because the thing about it, if you look at the ages of my clients, they were well mature, and they thought about having children, and they planned for a family, and they planned to be able to sustain a family in every which way they should possibly be able to do that. So I had hands-on parents and parents who really wanted to have children and had them.
Look at that.
That's nice.
I babysit my granddaughter and my grandson 2 days a week. So my son and his wife, who are working full-time from home, I don't want to say they get a break there because they're working, but on the weekends, sometimes at night, do you feel from your experience, because some parents are with the kids 24 hours a day, right? I think it's healthy for the parents to go out one night and get away from the kids because I think they come back with that new energy. And
yes.
That, you agree?
Yes, it's important. We call it a date night. And sometimes they go out on a date and I say, please don't talk about the kids or the babies.
Right.
The baby. Talk about you too. For a change.
Look at you, also like a little therapist.
I know. I need my honorary therapist
Wow, that's right. Because ever since we had our kids, my wife and I, we hate each other. And you know what? I want to ask a quickie question. Earlier in the conversation, you said something you did with the kids, which I don't know the word. We've never done it with my kids. Never.
What is it?
Reading. Yeah. What is that exactly?
It's important when the moment they come home, you open the books and you read little stories to them,
and they love it.
And they love it. Well, of course, not the first day, not the first week, but as you keep going and keep that repetitive action up, I sing for them, I read to them, I dance with them, and by the time they're 9 months, they're doing, they're doing the singing part and the dancing part, and they are glued to their books. They love their books.
Nice.
What was their all-time favorite story, or your favorite book story that you like to tell that the kids always love?
Mine is but no elephants. I used to do that with my kids, because he would say something and then it would go, but no elephants, and I would always exaggerate that, and they would laugh. And to this day, they remember me reading that book.
They love animation, but one of my favorite is Good Night Moon.
Of course, that's the biggie, right?
Good Night Moon and the Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Classics.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So I am 21, 22 years old. Oh, let me ask you this general question. I'm 22 years old, just married. If people would ask you, how long should you wait to have a child? In your opinion, just from your experience, what do you think is in general a good age to have after you're married? How many years or something like that? What would you say?
I would say, from my experiences, I would say a couple of years, get to really know each other. Because when you become parents, the attention is on the baby. And what happens is you can get to be like two strangers for a little while.
Sure.
So when you get to know each other, like 2 or 3 years, you really get to know each other, and you have seen each other in the worst shape,
right?
At times, and so okay, this is who I want to spend the rest of my life with. I can handle this, and then you add a baby in the mix, or twins or triplets, and in that way, you would be able to get along in those tough first few months.
Yeah.
You'll be able to get along.
So many different levels.
Yeah, you're really now. So now we have like a minute. So you are now moving forward. What are you going to be doing? Where people can find you? Why would people look for you? Tell us that.
Yeah. My website is Marvelous Babies, and it's my name, MARVALOUS babies.com. And you'll find everything on there. You'll be able to get to my social media and everything else. And I have so much love for you guys for what you do. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're kidding me, Mara? Thank you.
Young parents out there, now you know where to go.
We'll go to you if we have any questions come up. Hopefully we can bring you back to answer some questions about childcare.
Thank you, Marva.
Sure, I'll be honored. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's Marva Solgram.
It's terrific.
Nanny to the stars.
Nice. They always said that, growing up, as you're growing with your children, you always hear young parents say, I wish they made a handbook for this.
Yeah.
And there you go.
There you go.
There you
go.
Right,
we're going to go to
probably $800 an hour.
Sure. We're going to go. We're going to go to break and bring back one of our favorite guests, the exciting Lieutenant Paul Rogers, retired FDNY. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Arthur Lee, founder, CEO, and inventor of LifeVac, a simple rescue device that could save a child's life in a choking emergency. All these people were saved with LifeVac.
People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those is a child.
As simple as place, push, pull.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
And we're back with Laughter Saves Lives. Ah! You see, I beat you that time.
I don't know. You did beat me.
You didn't even
that time.
do it. You don't get used.
He didn't
How many
even
times we
bother.
got to do it before you get in there?
You know, I'm getting it.
All right, we have an unbelievable.
Oh,
come on!
That's his book.
Listen, we have a slight schedule change.
Yeah.
Mary Kennedy is not able to jump on with us.
Okay.
So I
We
see
have her for a quick 2 minutes, but she has to go. She'll explain why.
All right.
Thank you, but
So Lieutenant Rogers is going to hang in, and we're going to bring in Mary.
There she is.
Look, she's got her hair all flat. What's going on? You on set? Are you on set?
No, I had an audition.
Yeah.
And now I have to go to a comedy festival, but everything is about an hour behind, and I don't have any makeup on. This is me right out of the shower, everybody.
Mary, right out of the shower. You couldn't have called in like a few minutes earlier when you were just getting out of the shower?
No. Yeah, I have to get paid for that. John, I get paid for big bucks.
There's a price for nakedness.
So anyway, so this is Hollywood. You know, there is a strike happening, but I seem to be just cooking along. Just came back from tour. So happy that I got to perform with John and his crew for 2 shows. So I'm here. I'm saying hello. Congratulations.
Really picketing? Do you see writers?
Oh, yeah. No, I was on the line one day. I picketed.
And you're like, ooh,
have the most detailed picket signs, the writers.
Oh, yeah.
Great
Right?
punctuation.
Yeah, proper. Yeah, that's what I wrote. So Mary came
Hi,
up.
Ann.
We're working on a project together. She did 2 shows with us. Your best memory from those shows before you leave? What was your best memory?
When we went to your old firehouse in Maspeth. It was amazing.
It was really nice.
It was. And John told stories about our fallen and then told stories about him being at his old firehouse and talked to some rookies. And it was really touching.
But you know, I probably know nobody that works there anymore. And I said to Mary, I kind of avoid the house because there was so much, memories from the house and so much sadness. So I avoid it. And when I wanted to show Mary because we're working on a project, and she was very moved. And the guy that was showing us around, I started talking to him about the guys and whatever. And another guy joined us, and they were so they were so into it and listening. And they said, John, I want you to know we polish the wall like once a week. And I go, guys, thank you so much. And I looked at them and I said, I've been avoiding coming here on 9/11. I said, the way you 2 guys made me feel tonight, I'm going to be here on 9/11. You really made me feel welcome. It was nice that Mary saw that because the project is important to us. And I think that's a big part of it, that you saw that.
Yeah, it was so touching, so moving, and just so great to see John in that place and be able to talk to people about it. And, it was really, I'm so proud that I was able to be there with you. And it was a really touching moment. And that's why I continue to work with Laughter Saves Lives, because it's an incredible organization. And you are too. So I love you.
We love having you. How much time you have?
Like a second. I got to go put makeup on. Look at my face.
Fine, Mary.
Go just
fine.
like that.
All right. If people want to find you, see where you're performing, where do they look, Mary?
M. Kennedy Comedy on Instagram is the best place, or Facebook, but I'm there. And my one-woman show will be in Massachusetts on August 25th and 26th at Off Cabot. So take a look. Okay?
Yeah. Go see Mary in
We love you, Mary. Thank
you.
Thank you. Good luck tonight. Break a leg.
But she's coming in between stuff just for us.
Yeah. Wow, busy.
She's Hollywood. She's Hollywood. Richie.
All right, now call in your buddy.
What's that?
Paul.
Well,
we're back.
Your buddy.
Well, all right. We're not going to go to commercial. We're not going to go to break. I'm not supposed to say commercial. We're not going to go to break. We're going to bring in Mr. Hollywood himself, following Mrs. Hollywood. Lieutenant Paul Rogers, retired. He's in the dark. You're in the dark, or maybe not. Maybe not.
He's been in the dark for a long
We see
time.
glasses.
Yeah, he looks dark to us. How does he look to you?
Hold on, let me turn on the lights.
You're electric.
Oh, does he look good to you, Alex?
Did the smoke reach?
There you go.
Wow.
Wow.
Jeez, what is your house with batteries? What's doing, brother?
What's up, Johnny boy?
You were so excited to hear that Napoli was here tonight. Why is that?
Joe and I, we have a lot of memories together.
I know. He's the best, right?
He is.
I was excited that the both of you were doing this. Thank you for taking the time. I know you're a busy man.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Of course, you're one of my favorite guys.
Thank you,
Give
John.
us one memory of Joe or I that made you laugh. Let's start there,
Yeah.
in the firehouse. Do you have a memory where we were involved with something that was kind of entertaining to you?
There was one.
Nothing.
I'm sorry that we have to talk about the one, Joe, when we went up looking for new furniture for the hazmat trailer.
Right.
Yes.
And Joe said, I said, where are we going to get this furniture, Joe? We were looking around. He's like, let's just go up to the main building. You hold a clipboard and just point to things, and I'll just start grabbing it. He goes, once you have a clipboard, everyone's going to listen to you.
Oh, you went into the other building?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
A lot of stuff, Joe.
Yeah, we took a lot of stuff. We took the Chief of the Rock's coat hanger right outside of Rome.
Was anybody?
We take legs.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Yeah, it was a couple of
That's
things.
hysterical. Just with a clipboard, right? That's all you need. That's so true.
And they would come in and go, "Where'd you get all this stuff?"
That's so true.
We stole it.
Yeah, Paul was the only lieutenant on the job with an aide. Me.
So you were on the job how many years, Paul?
25 years.
25 years. And you want to give us a memory of one of your fellow firefighters who were lost on 9/11 or because of 9/11, a time they made you smile or laugh?
So John.
Yes.
You do know that I was in hazmat prior to 9/11. You remember that?
Oh, before you became a lieutenant, you really didn't do much.
Right.
So it's hard to even know he was there. Once he became a lieutenant, then he started carrying a clipboard.
Was he MO?
Yeah, he had the clipboard and walk around now, But before then, it was like, hey.
And all they did was put bars on it.
How many days were we saying, hey, how come there's only 4 of us doing this? Didn't we have 5 guys working? And then somebody go, oh, Rogers is working.
Is here.
And we go, oh, that's all right. So that's probably why. Yes, I did. I do forget that sometimes. That's right.
Paul, explain why they call you Blister.
I usually come out after all the work is done.
That's great.
So that's right. You were in hazmat before 9/11 as a firefighter.
Yes, I was, and I worked with all those guys that were killed.
That's right, and I apologize for that. I always forget that. So give us a story about Tommy or about Dennis. Funny guys.
They were funny guys. I have to say there were all characters in there and all nice guys, and everyone had their own personality.
Sure.
Dennis Scalzo. I always looked up to Dennis. Dennis was a good guy, and he had the one-liners there, but he didn't show that much laughter and stuff like that. But he was a good man, Dennis.
Yeah.
You had Kevin Smith, who was just brilliant. Kevin was he was a brilliant guy. And then Tommy Gardner, you and Tommy were always sitting at the kitchen table, always trying to figure out skits and things like that. I remember that. Tommy was very, very funny. Tommy was
funnier than I'll ever be. And I remember sitting at the kitchen table before I did my first radio show. Here's Tommy's picture. It's always here, Paul.
Yeah.
I always got the picture over here. And I remember I wanted to do this radio show.
Yeah.
And my first co-host, Kareth Foster, she was on Howard Stern show for a while. She was my first co-host. And then she left, and I said, who can I get to co-host, right? So I said to Tommy, because he used to write jokes, and he used to send jokes up to Joan Rivers, in fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a page at NBC for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, well, he got paid if they took him.
Really?
Oh, yeah, he was a page there for a while. So I said, hey, you want to co-host the show? And he goes, I don't want to be behind a microphone or whatever. And like I said to you tonight, I said, just be you and make fun of me as much as you want. And the first 3 nights, maybe he didn't say hello. He said hello, goodbye. Then he started coming in with notes.
Okay.
And he just started and my son would call and he would dig him. He was just great at it.
Yeah.
Just great at it. Funny
I heard
guy.
recordings. He was so funny. And you played a really good straight man to him.
I wasn't supposed to, but
yeah.
Very good. So now Paul here is he's very smart, right? If you ask him, he'll tell you that. Am I right?
Yeah, if you ask him.
If you ask him.
Right.
And he's branched out. Well, not at the FDR. He was a specialist.
Yeah.
And you would be interested in this, I
Yeah,
think.
I would.
Yeah.
All these, is it only lithium batteries or is it other?
No, it's a lot of different chemistries, but right now the king of all batteries right now is lithium ion.
Right. So now he is an expert, a national expert. Looking at them, you'd say, really?
But he needs to install it into a lamp on his desk.
What you would think he would have better.
The battery guy would have a better picture. That's true.
You would think.
So anyway, so lithium batteries.
Lithium ion.
Ion batteries is the best.
It's well, you know what? It just stores the most energy in a small footprint. That's why they actually use lithium ion.
And I know you didn't want to get into this because you didn't want to get bore people because so far you've been so exciting. But talk about the average Joe.
Yes.
The average Joe, the average Rich. He's in his house. What does the average person these days have to know about the technology that's there now and coming?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lithium ion batteries. I always used to call them the Goldilocks batteries. Everything needs to be just right. Temperature, charging cords, inverters.
Okay.
You can't throw them on the ground and mess with them because you're going to cause a problem with them. And we're starting to see some of these problems proliferate throughout New York City, right, with all these scooter fires and things like that.
Right.
And there's other aspects to it too. For instance, there are counterfeit batteries that are being bought in from outside of the United States. Poor quality batteries that are getting installed into
Ones
these.
you get cheaper on Amazon.
7-Eleven.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And they're making their way into the supply chain. And sure enough, we have some fires.
Okay, great. That's a great point for our listeners. What should they look for to say, man, I got a legitimate battery here?
So, John, what we've been saying for a long time is that you look for what they call listed batteries, listed cords, and listed inverters. And what does a listing mean? It's kind of like it's a standard, some sort of testing that was performed on a sample of that battery to make sure it can withstand the rigorous environment that it's going to go in.
Right. Organizations that do that testing?
So they're usually done by what they call a national recognized testing laboratory.
Like UL?
Right.
And they follow a standard usually written up by Underwriters Laboratory, UL.
Look at you.
There you go.
Rich, did you hear that? Richie threw that out before you even said it. I would go home now.
That's how good I am.
I would leave.
And I sit on.
I can't stop that.
I sit on a couple of those UL standards and the NFPA standards, so I'm
okay. Now what about batteries for the whole? Are they developing batteries to use in the home with the what do you call it?
Solar.
The solar that saves the power, and you could use that as opposed to a generator.
Yeah, they're putting backup batteries inside of people's houses now. And actually, when we were developing the code, I was not fond of having them inside the living area of a person's house. And what I mean by that is where they actually.
Isn't there a car that I forgot the make was just recalled for the batteries blowing up on them? Is that the same battery? No.
Yeah, and I'm not here to knock any company on that, but there's been a couple of cars that got called in because of their batteries. And just so you know, these car companies, they don't make the batteries; they're buying the cells.
Right. They're buying them. Yeah.
Correct.
We would never want you to give up a company name, but does it rhyme with Vessler?
I don't believe Tesla has recalled any of their batteries. I'm not aware of that.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So now you're traveling all over the country with this stuff, right?
Yeah. I'm going to Kansas next week. Actually, I may be meeting up with George Beatty, who's down in Oklahoma.
Who? George who?
George Beatty. Did you work with him?
No, I don't think so.
No.
You?
Oh, he was in hazmat.
I only know the third baseman for the Mets.
Who's that?
Beatty.
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah. Richie, do you have any good questions on batteries?
You know what it is? I wish I knew this before, or I did my homework, because I would have had a bunch of battery questions.
Bunch of battery questions.
Yeah, you have battery questions.
Did you ever meet the Ever Ready Bunny?
See, this is why we.
How big is he? Is he?
When I was working on this down in headquarters, they used to put that on my locker.
You know, Richie and I are here every week, you know, and we brought Joe in because we thought he might have some really good questions on this.
On this?
That was good, Joe.
What happens when you put a battery on your tongue?
What?
He drove from Brooklyn to ask these questions, Paul. He drove from Brooklyn.
No, they're not edible, just so you know.
Oh, okay. I'm out.
So, how many years you did on the job? 25, right?
25 years. I did some NYPD time too.
That's right.
Oh,
police
officer.
How many years on the PD?
So I did 25 plus on FDNY and about 7 years in the PD. I was going to get promoted to sergeant, but I got called for the FDNY and I went over, and I was happy I did.
Yeah, it was. A lot of people at that time were going over.
Oh yeah, it was. Most of my probie class was police officers.
I would say a third of mine, from what I remember.
We had a large amount.
Yeah.
To the point where they asked the non-police officers to leave, and their union came in to talk to them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's interesting. So, give us one experience you had on the job that you can remember that kind of moves you.
Good
Situation
question,
where you
John.
walked away and you said, "Wow, I did something good here."
Right.
Oh, my sister loves the new set.
Well, you know, when I was covering in Brooklyn, you know, I actually have a lot of compassion, and I remember going to a call, and the child had some sort of autism, so he was non-communicative, and the father had a language barrier, and this was in like Bushwick and Ridgewood. So I'm driving with, you know, new company. I'm basically covering, so I don't really know the guys, but I remember the son had taken a lot of Coca-Cola and was very hyperactive, and the father called 911, and we showed up, and the kid was really hyperactive. So they wound up taking him to the hospital, and I remember they were leaving the father behind, right? And I remember grabbing the dad, and I says, "Come with me," and I went over to the EMS, and I said, "Do me a favor, please take the father," because you could see the man was literally crying. I mean, it was.
Why would you have taken him in the ambulance to begin with?
Wait, he's telling we're gonna get there.
Yeah, they just were leaving without him, and I said, you gotta take the father,
right?
And and they put him in there. It wasn't such a big deal, but he probably would have been left behind because again he was discombobulated.
Got it.
That's one of many stories. I don't know why that one stuck out.
That's a good story because here's why, and it says for who you are and why we love you. Why we love you, because it was a big deal to that father, and you saw that. I don't know if you were a father at the time or not. You probably were. Yes, you were a father at the time. That was important to that dad. You don't want to leave your kid and watch, especially a child who's autistic. You know, and a lot of times, EMS, FDNY, whatever job you're on, you kind of tunnel vision into what you're doing, wanting to do the right thing, get the kid to the hospital, whatever. So no, that's a moving story, my brother.
Yeah. You know, like those EMS runs, you know, when people are on drugs and it's the children and stuff. I remember another woman, her son was on drugs, and this was in Brooklyn again, in Bedford-Stuyvesant, and I could see her crying. I remember grabbing her, and I just grabbed her over, and I said, "Hey, you all right? You know, and she cried on my shoulder, and I said, you know, you try your best to console.
So you're single?
Am I single?
No.
No. She did. She cried on my shoulder, and it was moving for me to know that this woman trusted enough that she felt.
Isn't that something?
We have to wrap. We have to wrap it up.
Before we wrap up, I just want to let you know I called 13 comics, and they all said, LaRocchia, stuff it. Except for one.
Right.
He just wasn't able to get on in time.
Okay.
Pat Marone, Chef Pat Marone was
you didn't get Pat Marone. Okay. Good.
All right.
Thank you, Pat.
All right.
Get the thumbs up.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I know you don't have a website or anything like that. So you want to leave with
He does have a face. Come forward. We can see you.
Yeah, you want to leave with one comment, one quick thing. We got like 30 seconds.
Right. Your favorite battery, whatever.
Yeah, listen, the whole reason that I'm doing what I'm doing now is really for firefighter safety. That is my main objective on going around to make sure that the firefighters are kept safe. And we got it into the codes. People don't understand how important it is to have a voice at the table for the codes to keep the fire service safe. And if we can keep them safe, they can keep the public safe.
Well, they got the right man doing it. Lieutenant Paul Rogers, FDNY.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on, my brother. One of my favorite people in the whole world. All right, now what are we doing with Pat?
Oh! Pat, real quick. He's too late. It took you too long, Pat. But thank you.
You got 30 seconds. What do you want to say?
What do you mean I got 30 seconds? What do you
Give us your
joke. What are you working on, Pat? You have a new joke? Tell us.
No, I was watching the Met game. What joke?
That's hysterical. That's hysterical.
But she begged me to come on. Who's that, Patty G over there?
No, it's not Patty G. It's Joe Napoli. You know
I
Joe.
know who it is. I'm kidding around. I know
Oh.
Joe.
How you doing?
Well, thanks for coming on. We only got 30 seconds. You want to say something? Something funny for a change? Something?
Yeah, Tommy Fan hit a home run. They're up 4-1.
Oh, all right. A little Met update. Patty, come on next week again, please. Would you come back next week?
Yeah.
We'll keep you on for a minute and a
What
half.
happened? I would have been on a little faster, but I didn't realize I had to download Google Chrome and stuff because I got a Mac.
Right.
All right.
Well, we'll have you on another week, and you could prepare.
Well,
It's always a pleasure with Rich Walker. I really
I love you,
He's
Pat.
good.
We don't work together a lot. I
We
don't
got to
know why.
go, boys. We got to go. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Was chasing the beer,